You signed that contract, and now it's time to hand over that deposit. Well, that's a really big step, giving a builder a deposit. In this video, I'm going to point out several ways how you're going to protect your deposit. Hi, I'm Dale.frazell, and welcome to my channel. I love new construction, and I've been doing it for a long time. I truly like sharing my knowledge to people who can benefit from my new construction experience. New construction is different than existing homes when it comes to deposits for the purchase of that home. In existing home contracts, there are contingencies that protect the buyer. And if those contingencies aren't satisfactory to the buyer, that buyer can terminate that contract and receive their deposit back. New construction is different. When you give that builder a deposit, he holds on to the check and gives you a credit at closing. But let's say now you don't close on that property. He most likely will keep that deposit. He's going to consider that a service fee. Not all builders do that. A lot of builders do that because it's their business. Here's how I protect my clients here in Washington and Idaho. However, if you're in some other part of the country, you might want to talk to your realtor about these different points that I'm going to bring up. Can't say for sure, but I know they work for me in this area. The first one is make the minimum deposit that builder requires. Now that builder or the agent is going to tell you what they would like. It's not always carved in stone, so there's probably a little fudge factor there, so try to work with the minimum deposit. The second one is see if you can do it in installments. So let's say the builder, he wants $10,000 to either start construction on that house or to hold that house. It's $10,000. I would ask for installments. Break it into, say, four, $2,500 a pop. And again, it depends. If the house is just starting from the ground up, I'm just gonna say for argument's sake, 9 months to build that house. You can sit down with your realtor and you go over a little calendar and see, okay, here's a comfortable payment here, here's a comfortable payment here, and boom, eventually you spend that $10,000 for the deposit. Everybody's happy. The reason I say put the minimum down, anything can happen from the moment you go under contract to the moment you sign on that property. So if you have minimum down and something worst case scenario, you might have to walk away because again, like I mentioned, that builder might say, sorry, this is a service fee and you've lost your deposit. Know your overall budget, including the upgrades that you might have picked out at the design center, but stay within that overall budget. Some builders, if you're picking up upgrades, again, the house is being built from the ground up, they might require, let's just say a minimum of 10% of what you upgraded into the house, cash out of pocket. The rest, a lot of times, you can roll it into the sales price. Let me just give you a little warning here. You can overvalue that home for your lender. Let's say you put $100,000 into that home, but the sales price is $100,000 less. That lender is not going to lend the money on that home. Now, you can always put out of pocket for yourself if you come up with that $100,000, but just a little note here that if you put way too many upgrades into that home, that could cause that house to actually fall out of contract, and that's when you lose your deposit. And in closing, make sure that's the house you want. And the other thing is the upgrades. Make sure those upgrades are a necessity for your lifestyle. A lot of these items that you think you want right now, you can always put off, and you can do it once you close on the house down the road, and you can also save a lot of money by doing it yourself. If you stick to this plan, you'll be the proud owner of a new home. Well, I hope you found today's video helpful. My contact information is here and down below. Are you having trouble deciding on what upgrades to put into your new build? Watch my video on 10 essential upgrades. Until next time, take care.